Hello everyone, this is Hasani Walker, and I want you to know I have a new book coming out, and I'm giving away 100 free copies. Just sign up at HasaniStudios.com. The deadline is November 21st. Hello everyone on YouTube, this is Hasani Walker, and I just thought today I'm actually going over through Gertrude's house in the Grim, and thought I'd record as I take a look through it. So this actually shows up in the second Grim sort, and it does come up later on, but or in another sort of comes up later on. But the thing is, when you first see it, you don't really get to see that much of it. You just get to see a few angles, but a lot was made because never really knew where the camera was going to go. So I'm just gonna show you around the house that was made for her, the inside the cabin. All right, now this is the lighting that's used in the film. When we see it, it's actually nighttime, but you'll see it's very dark to see what's going on. So we're just going to go to the default lights. There we go. That's a little better. Now you'll see things that I'm looking at. So we're in the main entrance hallway right now. There's a little thing to put up your coat and your hat and stuff right there. But first, let's go into Gertrude's room. All right. And sorry, this is all clunky. I'm just doing this in my so this isn't like a gaming program or anything, but yeah. And I try to get everything to work, but yeah, so this is her bedroom. Let's walk on in. Okay. So everything's looking in here. I'm just seeing that some textures made through, and okay, this one did not. This is actually supposed to have some Celtic designs on it, but yeah, it looks like that did not transfer over. And I'm mostly checking because I actually got into I'm using upgraded to Windows 10 and using my 16, so this thing, seeing how well things went over. But yeah, but everything looks like it's gone pretty well. See your window here. It's an old cabin, so there are some cracks and things in it. And like I said, this is hanging over her bed. Take a look here. And this is an Irish family, so a lot of the things on the walls were actually done in Gaelic. So this thing, I'm not going to try to pronounce this, but it does translate. And the thing is, I also checked the translation. I just did that earlier, so I'll just pull that up right now. But yeah, so it translates to "I will give you rest," and the reference for what this is from is actually one of my favorite films, Return to Oz. If you watch Return to Oz, if you haven't seen it, it's a great film. You should take a look at it. I watch it repeatedly. But in Return to Oz, when Dorothy is actually taken to the mental institute, in the room that she's in, there's a picture over her bed, and that's pretty much what this is based on. So that's a little salute to that film in the Grimm. And the table came off kind of weird. Looks kind of marble. That's kind of fun, but if it wasn't for this, I'd probably be okay with it. But yeah, and that too. Ooh, okay, that need to be fixed. And yeah, I got some books here for Gertrude. I make a lot of my characters. My characters tend to be avid readers, and I tried to go with the times. So we got Gulliver's Travels here, a lot of unnamed books. The time period of the Grimm, it's sometime within the late 1700s and early 1800s. I didn't really want to nail down a time because that lets me be more flexible, and it's all fantasy, so I can do whatever I want, but I still tried to be a little close to the area. So Gulliver's Travel, I believe that was written in early 1700s, so it can definitely exist within that time period. And we got more books up here. So I figured like unnamed books would be like diaries, but okay, so Gertrude has a copy of Frankenstein. She has Robinson Crusoe. A lot of this I'm just kind of reminding myself of what's here, so don't think I'm just kind of faking, just like, oh wow, hey, I just noticed this for the first time, even though I worked on this room for so long. But no, the second one was animated maybe like a year or two ago, so I'm really looking back at this after that in that amount of time. So this is kind of a refresher. And this is a little jewelry box he has here. Crazy designs. Goes kind of skewers itself there, but we never got that close to it, so I didn't mind it. I mean, this is as close as you'll probably see in the film. In fact, in the film, I think you see it when she's at her window, so it's in the background, so you don't really see it. But let's take a look at her dresser here. Okay, and more books. These I would assume that these would be like diaries, the ones that's, or I guess those would actually, I'd figure she'd write a lot, so there'd be like a few things. Maybe like there's a dream book, here's a diary. I like making sure I give my characters habits. Yeah, so she has an inkwell here, comb, get ready for this kind of day supply. Didn't give her a lot. I figured, I mean, you know, I don't think like she'd be the kind of character that would, I guess, be in front of the mirror a lot. More like just goes outside a lot and does a lot of reading. But yeah, and has a nice mirror. But yeah, so the room's looking nice. Just a few things that need to be fixed though. And yeah, I'm going to I'm going to accidentally phase out of the room every now and then because yeah, it's you know, again, this isn't like a game. I don't have anything blocking where I go exactly. But so we're done in that room. Just close it. Still treated like a real room. Oh, and in case I'm mistaken, this door, the front door was rigged. So if we do open it, you watch the latch here. So, oop, yep, and yeah. So the latch, it's like a working latch. And we got a little bit. I mean, it's you know, an earlier time. There's a lot of religion and superstition that does come into these films. So I do put religious artifacts here and there. Then I figured, like, you know, in this time period, there were a lot of religious people. Oh, we got another notice up here. And this one, once again, they're all in Gaelic. This one, it says, well, actually, I have that thing here because in case I got stuck. So this one, best more than 50 enemies outside the house than one single within. So I got a nice little proverb up there. Oh, and this thing, you don't get a good look at this in the film, so a little sorry for it because it's going to be something that's definitely going to be referenced throughout the series. But the Lady Golden Tree is a character that I mean it's more of the religion that takes place within this world. So every now and then you're going to see statues of Lady Golden Tree, and there'll be the Church of Lady Golden Tree, and in Gertrude's house I left the Holy Bible of Lady Golden Tree. And as for who Lady Golden Tree is, I mean, I'm not really going to go too much in depth in the film. It's going to be one of those things where it's just kind of the accepted religion that takes place in it. But if you don't know the story of Golden Tree and Silver Tree, you'll take a look online and you'll see that it is a fairy tale reference within this world, and it's pretty much the same degree of what I'm doing with this story. So there's a lot of fairy tale references, but just like how Gertrude is not named Red Riding Hood, other characters from fairy tales aren't going to be named the same name, and they're going to be kind of hidden within the film. So there's going to be some research. You might need to do a little bit of research to find out exactly who they are, and that's one of them. So, take a look at Lady Golden Tree and find out exactly what fairy tale character that's actually meant to reference here. All right, we're heading into the kitchen / dining room / I guess living room. So it's a small cabin, but that's fine. Oh, and that definitely did not transfer over. Gertrude's basket used to have tons of wood textures on there. But yeah, so that'll need to be fixed. And we also have a barrel of fruit here for her, so when she's actually preparing for the day or preparing to head out, she can put some supplies into her basket. Let's see what's going on the kitchen table. or candles. I tried not to let the candles be the same, so they're all melted in different states. Got a couple of pairs there. Ooh, someone's having some bread. Bread looks kind of, it looks a little moldy. I don't know. It's not. It might still be good. Got a very American McGee's Alice knife going on there. And I definitely tried to. I wanted this to look like it was lived in. So even though you're not going to see things, I never know, like, the camera could have gone here or here. And I didn't want it to go anywhere that's like, oh, that's a bare spot. Clearly, he did not decorate this. Oh, we got another notice here. And this one, I don't need to look up. I know what this one is. I mean, I'm not going to read it because I'm going to mispronounce it. But it says keep moving forward in Gaelic. And that's something I reference a lot. It's something that I learned as a Disney quote from Meet the Robinsons, and I loved it. So now I say that a lot. I put it in a lot of things, keep moving forward. So, I don't blatantly put it, you're not going to hear like a character in everything I make say keep moving forward, but it comes up. It's something that I like. So it might be in the background, and that's my little thing, keep moving forward in Gertrude's kitchen. Let's see some of the tools they have here. I got a stone chimney, and I did try doing this as just like textures and not making each stone, but when I did that, it didn't look great. It looked very flat, and I really wanted it to look realistic, so I did make every stone. That might have been a little obsessive, but the end result was fantastic for the 3 seconds that it appears on film. We got some fireplace supplies here. Got some got some cooking supplies. Anything on the pot? No, there's nothing. Nothing's cooking in the pot. Well, that's a repeated crack, but I don't think anyone's going to notice that as much. Okay, got a large skillet. And then a lot of kitchen supplies here. Got like your flour and your sugar, just different spices, your rolling pin. This forks, little thing to sort of ground up your spices in. And this clock might look a little out of place, a little too fancy for this, but the clock is something that is also going to be referenced. I'm not going to say right now, even though it is kind of a long way when the clock actually comes into play, but it's something that does come up later on in the series. But yeah, and the pendulum, it does work. You'll see in the second film, the clock is running. But all right. And as for this is more or less the supply room. There's another room that would be Gertrude's dad's room. But in the script, she was never going to go into these areas, so I didn't make anything behind those doors. But I will say that as the series goes on, she will. So definitely go into this room. So that's something I'm going to make later on. Just a quick addition. And I'll probably show you guys when I make his room. But yeah, that's the cabin. Keep phasing through the wall. But yeah, if I had a place to kind of spend a weekend out in the woods, I wouldn't mind being in a cabin like this. I think it's a nice cabin, and that's one thing when I make a set. That's something that actually, let me just do this and try to center myself before I keep on rambling on here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, but yeah, if I are let's go a little higher there. But yeah, if I'd spend a time in this cabin. I think it'd be really nice. Looks like a nice place to be in. Let's go on holiday. Yeah, that's pretty much the full-on interior of Gertrude's home. All right, so I hope you enjoyed watching this. Probably so more. I do have other sets. Suicide Friends has a lot of sets, so I'll probably tour those as well And yeah, this was nice. I'm standing on a table. Okay. All right. Okay, that's fun. All right. I'm gonna end this video here. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and talk to you again soon. Keep watching. Thank you. Bye.